violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Now, this morning's crime briefing held by the Philadelphia
Chico.
District Attorney, the niece of a Philadelphia rec center employee who was killed, pleaded for help to find her aunt's killer. Tiffany Fletcher was outside of the Mill Creek Rec Center in West Philadelphia on Friday afternoon. When she
In West Philadelphia, born and raised. Look, man. It is a hellhole in Philadelphia. A whole bunch of evil and wickedness going down in that city. They create the rec centers in order to somehow bring a solution and what they call give the kids something to do. But all it ends up doing is enabling these super teen gremlins on demon time.
She was caught in the crossfire between two groups. She was shot twice and later died Friday night. A 14-year-old was taken into custody right now. Police are searching for others who they say were involved.
We want to seek justice, not just for us, but for her children. If you know something, say something. She was a wonderful girl. She loved everybody. She gave you the shirt off her back. She gave you the food off her table. I just want peace for my aunt.
There is now a $20,000 reward being for any information in this case.
Of a rec center made in the shooting death of a rec center employee. Police say a 14-year-old shot the 41-year-old female worker. She was not the target, but got caught in the crossfire.
14-year-old. And, you know, it really doesn't matter if she was the target or not. He was trying to catch a body. He was trying to end the life of another young black teen. This is the reality of what's going down in the Communitah. And that age-old saying just keeps coming back. Sisters, come get your kids.
Action News reporter Aliana Gomez is live now at Philadelphia Police Headquarters. Aliana, you spoke to the grieving family of the victim. A real tragedy here.
Chico.
It absolutely is just very heartbreaking, Sarah. We spoke with Tiffany Fletcher's longtime partner, the father of her children, and we also spoke with her mother, who tells me she has now lost 2 children to gun violence. And she's sharing her heartbreaking story with us tonight about how she crossed paths with the suspected shooter moments after her daughter was shot and killed.
Yeah, I saw the shooter and the gun.
Geraldine Fletcher says she came face to face with her daughter's alleged killer moments after gunfire erupted outside the Mill Creek Rec Center on Friday afternoon.
Wow. He stopped at a little slow run and said, "They shoot at me." And I looked at him like this. I said, "Look at me telling me something. I don't want to hear that." I said, "I done got one of my sons killed by a gun, and then you gonna tell me did something like that, not knowing Tiffany? They shot her."
Investigators say that 14-year-old boy tossed a ghost gun in the trash before being chased and caught by police.
Wow. And they put a ban on ghost guns, but yet everybody got them. I mean, them trying to ban guns is totally backfiring.
He's now facing murder charges.
Ms. Fletcher was outside of her place of employment when she was caught in the crossfire between a 14-year-old juvenile and at least one other individual. Yet again, we're talking about kids shooting guns at a playground with tragic results.
Tiffany Fletcher was a devoted mother to 3 children.
And these aren't just kids. I'm telling you guys, it's the op culture going on. It's more than them just being kids. These are super teen gremlins on demon time. And the kid, he's gonna get juvenile life. He'll be back out by the age of 21. Back out onto the streets and doing what he does best.
Children ages 8 to 16 and a beloved community advocate.
She was very diligent in her job and loved it.
Tiffany was the queen of the crop. And then the devil come along and plucked her.
At a news conference today, Tiffany's loved ones made a desperate plea to the community.
We want to seek justice, not just for us, but for her children. If you know something, say something.
Investigators say they're still looking for 2 to 3 more suspects, which I'm told could include more gunmen. And again, they're urging the public tonight to reach out to them anonymously by calling Philadelphia police. We're live outside of Philadelphia Police Headquarters. Eliana Gomez, Channel 6, Action News. Rick, Sarah?
All right, Eliana, thank you.
Well,
but we begin tonight with breaking news. A rec center employee caught in the crossfire has died. I'm Yuki Washington.
I'm Jessica Cartalia. We were first to bring you this story at 4 o'clock. Police say that the woman was outside the Mill Creek Rec Center in West Philadelphia when a gun battle erupted nearby. Eyewitness News reporter Carrie Corrado is outside of police headquarters with new information on the victim. Carrie?
Jessica, good evening. Tiffany Fletcher is a mother of 3. She was outside at work when she got caught in the crossfire. One of the accused gunmen is only 14 years old.
We don't usually have that going on around here.
Shell casings spotted on the street and sidewalk across from Mill Creek Recreation Center in West Philly. Police say a rec center employee was shot and killed after getting caught in the crossfire.
It's absolutely unfortunate. Broad daylight. We're tired of it. Residents are tired of it.
They're tired of it, but are they willing to do what's necessary to rid the Communitah of this evil?
An innocent bystander got shot, which is one of ours. You know, it's a hurt field.
The city identified the woman shot as Tiffany Fletcher, and her friends shared this picture of her with Eyewitness News.
Looked out for the children in the neighborhood. Great mom, good person, and we just hope that she pulls through.
Mayor Jim Kenney says he was appalled to learn about the heinous and senseless crime and wrote in part, "Today, like every day, Tiffany went to work at Mill Creek Rec Center to serve the community and people she loved and serve as a role model for her children. Now a family is left grief-stricken, colleagues are in mourning, and a community is left to cope with this unimaginable."
And this is the same Mayor Jim Kenney who basically said he's ready to give up on the job. He's done with it, okay? He got ghostwriters putting out statements. He's through with y'all in Philly.
Imaginable loss. Investigators say the shooting happened 1:30 Friday afternoon on the 4700 block of Brown Street. Terry Elise was working nearby. He helped the woman until emergency crews arrived.
I saw her come running in. She collapsed on the ground, so we just slammed the gates shut, and I packed her wound with some towels, and we kept the doors closed until we heard the sirens.
Many neighbors heard the shots steps away from their homes.
Just knowing that we were this close to the shots. You know, those bullets could have ricocheted over here.
Commissioner of Philadelphia Parks and Recreation, Catherine Out-Lovell, says the extra police presence added recently helped.
The police have been great partners to us in ensuring that there's a presence in and around our rec centers. I think that's in part why you saw such a quick police response today.
And why do they have to have the police just posted up by the rec centers? I mean, it's getting bad in the Communitah. I don't think people are waking up to this. And when we do, it's just going to be too late.
Now, police say since this shooting happened in close proximity to a rec center, there is a $10,000 reward for information that leads up to an arrest. Outside of police headquarters tonight, Carrie Corrado, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Carrie, thank you.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Mother of 3 was just doing her duty, helping her community at a local rec center when she was gunned down Friday afternoon, caught in the crossfire of 2 groups. Her family called on the community today to bring her justice. Her murder was the first off an especially violent weekend in Philadelphia. Since Friday, there have been 24 shootings in various neighborhoods throughout the city. 7 of those were homicides. And the tally keeps...
Damn. 24 shootings, 7 homicides. Philly is at 385 homicides this year so far. They're trying to beat their record from last year, which I think they were at, was it 525 or 625? I can't even remember. Honestly, it was just so much.
Keeps climbing. As of today, the total number of homicides this year stands at 385, according to the Philadelphia Police Department. Joe Holden joins us now from the Mill Creek Rec Center in West Philadelphia with more on the search for the killer of Tiffany Fletcher. Joe?
Well, Yuki, good evening. And city officials this Monday morning appeared shook at a news conference. Tiffany Fletcher, stepping up to help her community, worked at the Mill Creek Rec Center for only a few months. She left the building on Friday afternoon, 1:29 exactly, when she entered this intersection and got caught in the middle of a gunfight.
My aunt was a wonderful mother. She was a wonderful aunt, sister, daughter.
The family of Tiffany Fletcher pleaded for information in the mother of three's killing on Friday outside the Mill Creek Recreation Center, where the 40-year-old woman walked into the middle of a gun battle.
Tiffany Fletcher was a good woman to everybody. She was a friend. She was an advocate. And she worked hard to serve for our own community, which we grew up in.
Fletcher took a job at the rec center after the city put out word they were short workers.
In the spring of this year, Tiffany answered that call to service and agreed to come work with us at Parks and Recreation as a pool maintenance attendant.
Fletcher on Friday had remained on staff after the pool closed for the season. She was among a handful of people at the center at 47th and Brown when the shooting started. Officers assigned to the area heard the shots and, acting on information, chased a 14-year-old who's now behind bars and charged as an adult with Fletcher's murder.
A detective assigned to...
They're getting younger and younger. I mean, these super gremlins are not playing. I'm telling you guys, but they just don't. They will not. They're not going to listen. The Communitah don't want to hear it. I'm actually getting, and we're about to go live. I'm getting reports that PNB Rock was just killed at a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle in South Central LA. To live and die in LA.
The shooting investigations group later recovered a black 9mm polymer 80 handgun, or a ghost gun.
Investigators say there is more work to be done as police search for 3 others, where it's possible each was armed and possibly firing. Mayor Jim Kenney imploring people to come forward with information.
I know these guys are heartless and cold and cruel, but I'm telling you, if we don't get this information, we can't move forward.
Now, you heard what he said. These guys are heartless, cold, and cruel. He's talking about these super teen gremlins on Demon Time.
About that search for 3 others, police tell me the surveillance video they've obtained from the rec center here is a struggle. They're having a hard time making out on one of those corners some of the identities or even likenesses and images of the people they are looking for. So we took that question. With all of the cash infused into the city's budget they are using to fight crime, can they find that room to install better cameras? That's a question we heard from the police department. We'll share the response we have from the city on Eyewitness News at 6. For now, live in West Philadelphia, this is Joe Holden, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Joe, thank you. We'll see you in about an hour. Also, detectives say a 17-year-old girl who was shot and killed while walking.
Tiffany Fletcher was doing the work she loved when police say she was shot by a stray bullet from a 14-year-old's gun.
NBC 10's Aaron Baskerville is live for us at police headquarters right now with some new details. Aaron?
Jim and Jackie, I can tell you we were in that neighborhood for a while this afternoon. It seemed like everybody knew Tiffany Fletcher. She was well known, well respected, known for just being out on the block and cleaning up the neighborhood. This afternoon, she was rushed.
And this is another case of the worst of us taking out the best of us. Man, bro, it's nonstop for real. Like, I'm just story after story, Communitah after Communitah. It doesn't matter anywhere where these super gremlins are, it is going down. It's not safe.
To the hospital where she later died.
Do you feel safe just sitting out on the porch?
No, we don't sit out anymore.
Scared to sit outside because of the violence in Philadelphia, and now it's right outside their front door. Investigators say a Mill Creek Recreation Center worker was shot twice after being caught in the crossfire this afternoon near 47th and Brown in West Philadelphia.
She's very good with the kids because she had 3 little ones herself. So.
Close friends tell NBC 10 Tiffany Fletcher, the innocent bystander, went through surgery tonight. They say the mother is always working at the center, interacting with kids and keeping the block clean. We're told the 41-year-old ran into a nearby business looking for help once she was shot.
Well, at first it was like, thinking she was just getting away from hearing it, and you know how people would scatter. But after we got everything shut and saw if she was still laying down, I asked her if she was okay, and she just lifted up her hand. So I saw the blood, so I just ran, grabbed the towels, and just packed the wounds.
A 14-year-old is now under arrest in connection to this shooting. Fletcher's friends say they don't have the answer to keeping guns away from teenagers, but another shooting near a safe haven has them worried for the city.
We got to get with their parents, whether they on drugs or whatever.
You heard what he said. Get with their parents, whether they on drugs, whether they on dope. I'm telling you guys, sisters, come get your kids.
Because they out here not going, he should have been in school.
A lot of folks are saying the same thing. They can't believe that 14-year-old was not in school. Police say they did recover a weapon. The mayor also released a statement tonight basically saying his heart is heavy and words could not express the outrage everyone is feeling tonight. For now, we're live outside of police headquarters. Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News.
Aaron, thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away!